And we are live. Hey, folks, welcome to the live stream with the Guitar Hack. We have with us Mr. Cheddar Kung Pao. David, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. So we're going to talk some guitars. We're going to talk some gear and whatever else comes up. So let me just refer to the chat here. Let me see who we got in the house. We got R2R3 Lockingnut. How are you? EJ's Guitars. We got Mr. Bruce. Mitch Heyman, how's it going? Cyber Evil. Cheddar Kung Pao's here. We got Jeff Ripplinger. Jason Wade. Who else we got? Fender Guru's in the house. Cool.
Jason Wade.
Oh, hang on. There we go. All right. Figure that out. Metal Axe Music just joined in. So I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's having a good evening. So how are you doing tonight, Cheddar?
Pretty good, except that UPS is trying to relic the guitars I order off the internet. And they're not very good at it.
So what happened? What happened? Tell me the story.
So I'll leave the vendor's name out of it because they've been really great and everything, and I don't want them to like look bad for what happened because they've handled it great. But so I bought a guitar a couple weeks ago, now 2 weeks ago, off a Reverb. Had to wait like 4 or 5 days for it to get here. When it got here, there was like 2 big dents in the box, like someone rammed it with a forklift.
Oh, man.
And the guitar was in a hard case, really well packed and everything, but it had a big-ass dent in it that was not the kind of dent that you could just like ignore. It was one of those ones that was deep enough that the finish was just going to start flaking off from that spot. And
that's terrible.
So I sent that back, bought something else. That arrived today. Big dent in the box. Different kind of dent, but another big dent in the box, and a dent in the neck of the guitar this time. So something you really can't ignore. And so that went back too. So I'm still in the market for a guitar right now. So anybody in the chat, if you or me, and if you have watched my videos, maybe you have an idea of what kind of guitars I have and what I don't have, what would you think about getting in the $1,500 to $2,500 range, maybe? Give me your suggestions. I want to hear them.
Well, I'm looking at the guitars behind you.
Yeah, so I got my Strat and my Friedman Strat style guitar.
Okay.
I got my PRS Les Paul style guitar. I got the real Les Paul over there.
Uh-huh.
I got my Tele. I've got a couple other bolt-on PRSs. I've got my Texas Toast guitar I reviewed yesterday. I don't have a 335.
I was gonna say I got a few for you.
Okay.
SG, a 335, or a 339.
It's funny you say 339 because I was looking at those on Sweetwater.
They're beautiful guitars, my friend.
I haven't played one yet. I've not played a 339 yet.
Well, imagine a 335 shrunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had one for years. I absolutely love it. It's way more versatile than you might think. I've played entire shows with that one guitar, so it's a great guitar. Really good.
Now it's really piquing my interest because Sweetwater has a couple 339s in stock right now.
Oh yeah. Are they the newer ones?
Yeah, they're brand new Memphis 339s.
Because I don't know if they still do this, but the one I bought, I mean, it's a couple years old now, but they used to have them with these satin finishes.
Yeah, they have satin ones and they have gloss ones.
Yeah, like I'm a big fan of the satin finish. Mind you, if you've ever owned a satin finish, when you start playing it, it turns into a gloss anyway because you literally rub it in.
The guitar right there is satin finish. That was my first USA PRS.
Yeah.
And the neck is all gloss and stuff. And then my 594, that's right in the middle there, that's on satin finish on the body and his gloss spots from playing. So I totally know what you mean, and I also love satin finish.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just something different, you know what I mean? And I think it looks really, really cool. So we got a few other people that joined in. Brian Stewart, how are you? David Ennis, hope you're doing well. Paul Liu, Simon Bradbury, Shauna Marie, how's it going? Rick Hefner. Who else we got? Scotty G. Scotty G's in the house. Alex R., how are you? Brian Cote. Brian Cote is another Les Paul guy. Simon Bradbury. Riley Lo Acura. How are you? Dave Byron is in the house. Dave Byron is saying grab a 335 or 339, bro. So Dave Byron agrees.
We got lots of votes for the 339s, 335s.
I tell you, man. I tell you. Oh, wait a minute. Riley's got a good one. The Schecter. Nick Johnston Schecter. That's a Strat style. You've got
that's a Strat. I've got the Strats pretty well covered right now.
Yeah.
I did see Nick Johnston live last year in Detroit, and he was fantastic. And that is a really cool guitar, but I don't know, that's going to be really duplicate of my Fender Strat.
Yeah, I think you definitely have that covered. Yeah, for sure. Ben Coombs is in the house, and Marco's Images as well. Yeah, man. 339 or 335. Now, the only reason that I got, because they do sound a little bit different, the 339 and the 335. I've played both. The only reason I went with the 339 is because I'm not a tall guy. And if I had a 339, it would literally cover me. You know what I mean? So I want to be seen around, But so that's why I went with the 339. It's just smaller and a little more comfortable. Actually, it's just a little bit bigger than in Les Paul. Just a little bigger. Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty big, but I'm very comfort oriented. I think that's one of the reasons I favor PRS is I find them really comfortable to play.
Yeah.
And I've started to find the Strats really comfortable to play as well.
Oh yeah.
So I think the 339 would be more comfortable probably.
Like if you want to sit in a chair and play, you're probably going to be a lot more comfortable with the 339 just because of the smaller body. For sure.
We've got suggestions for EVHs in the chat. I don't know who could have seen those coming.
Oh, I don't know. Really?
Someone really high intelligence. Yeah. So I have mentioned about potentially getting a 5150 EVH, the satin finish, one that looks like Eddie's old Kramer.
Right.
But to be honest, I would probably be getting that mostly as decoration. Like I play it once in a while, but that's really not my style, right? Yeah. So I'm not ruling it out, but I already am on the list for a guitar that might be for decoration, which is the new Jimmy Page Telecasters. You guys heard about those?
Oh yeah, we heard all about. We were talking about that last night, actually.
Oh yeah. So the custom shop ones are all sold out. I don't know if it came out how much those cost. I'm sure it's over 10 grand.
Probably.
But those are all sold out. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
No, actually, I didn't know that.
All 100 of those are gone. So what's left is there's a made in Mexico road worn. That's the one with the dragon. Is going to be like $1,400. And then they're going to have the blonde USA made road worn, which is like before Jimmy painted the dragon on it. What it was like. That's going to be like $2,500.
Wow.
So I'm hoping if that Mexican dragon one turns out really cool and doesn't just look like a cheap sticker on the guitar, I'm hoping I might get one of those.
Yeah. Thomas Santiago is here. How are you? Guitar Girl. Frank Corcoran. How's everybody doing? Yeah, one thing I was mentioning this yesterday, like with the Jimmy Page ones, the Mexican ones, if they follow the same process as they're doing with the Fender Player Series, where they're using the American parts but just assembling it there, then maybe
Well, it's a $1,400 Mexican guitar, so
you would think, right?
Pulling out all the stops.
You would think, yeah.
And it is classified as a road worn, so it will be like nitro finish and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I have as far as I know, no pictures have come out of them. So that's really going to determine. And I guess it also depends if they ship before NAMM or after NAMM, because I am going to NAMM.
Oh,
and
cool.
If they're shipping after NAMM, I could see them there hopefully and make a decision.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, when they announced the Jimmy Page, because all I heard was Jimmy Page was putting out it before I looked into it. Jimmy Page is putting out a signature guitar, and I'm like, oh, please let it be a Les Paul. Please let it be.
Well, he did that already.
Yeah, he did that a long time ago. Yeah, I thought, oh, they were going to do another one, and I'm like, oh, yeah. But of course, they'd probably, I'd have to mortgage my house to buy it, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, any Cherry Burst Les Paul where you take the bridge pickup cover off is basically a Jimmy Page Les Paul.
Yeah.
Whereas the Telly, you know, had that dragon on it and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Quentin James, how are you, sir? Yeah, exactly. So, Guitar Girl saying, how about the Ben Coombs signature Telly?
I don't know if I'm cool enough for one of those.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I don't have the hair to pull off one.
Nobody has the hair for that guitar.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. So I think it's a slam dunk, man. You got to get yourself a 339.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Simon says you got a Texas Toast. You just got a Texas Toast. Why do you want another so soon? So Simon, I got the Texas Toast back in August. I mentioned in the video it's been a long time since he sent it to me. You know, I got it back in August and I ordered it in February. So
wow. That's a long turnaround.
Well, 6 months for a totally custom-made guitar is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I guess.
If you go on the internet and you look up custom-made guitar wait times, there's lots of people who get promised fast times, and then it takes, 3 years till they get their guitar or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I know I waited a while for my Music Man.
Mm-hmm.
I might have been close to 6 months, maybe.
Well, I ordered a Martin Miller Ibanez in January, and those only came in like August or September, and by that time I had to pass on it because I bought too many other guitars in the extra time in between.
Well, yeah, you said, how long can you wait, right?
Yeah. So, and I know at least I don't know what Fender Custom Shop's turnaround time is right now, but I know that Paul Reed Smith, the core turnaround time, like if you order a specific core guitar, like with whatever finish or whatever, that it's going to be like 9 months to 12 months before you get it.
Wow.
That's the long wait they're on. And I think private stock, even if you've got like 20 grand to drop on a guitar, it's still like a 1 year wait. I think.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes to Pepper Borges. It's my wife. She's asking if I want Tim's coffee, and the answer is always yes.
Good old Timmy's.
Good old Timmy's. There was someone else that popped in, and Ed Dana's here. Oh, Dave Byron is saying, hey, Guitar Hack, did you see Guitar Center is selling a reissue 59 Les Paul for over $10,000? Looks just like the one you and I have, bro. Yeah, and I swear, Dave, I didn't pay 10 grand for mine, buddy.
Gosh.
And it's not a 59.
Yeah, Gibson seems to be trying to turn the 68s and the 69s into like a thing.
Yeah. Well, I played an R9. My brother actually owns an R9. And man, that thing is sweet. It's a Cheddar.
Oh, yeah. R8s and R9s that I've played have been amazing. At Thomann in the custom room, they had a couple of I think they had like one R8 and one R9, and then they had like a couple of collector's choice guitars, which I don't know if you know what those are. That's where the custom shop takes an actual example of a 58 or 59
yeah,
and then replicates that guitar a few times. The detail on those was crazy.
So Brian Stewart's asking me, have you put Blackie down since you got her back? Well, yeah. I actually played my Strat. Well, I did a video. I played my Strat the other day. So, but yeah, I mean, so what he's talking about, Cheddar, is one of my Les Pauls went to the guitar doctor, and I got it back about a week ago, and it's like one of my, well, they're all my favorites, right? But when I got it back, because it's my main gigging guitar, so I went, I did a show on Saturday night, and I took it, and it's fantastic. By the way, if anybody's got questions for myself or for Cheddar, what would really help me out is if you, in the question, if you put at Guitar Hack or at Cheddar Kung Pao, then it'll light up, and Cheddar and I could see it and get your question a lot quicker. Brian Cote would like an R8. Yeah. I probably like the thinner neck, so I'd probably go the 59. Marco's Images guitar, and Cheddar, this is for both of us. Do you know it, or how do you feel about the PRS SE Zach Myers with 245S pickups. Like the feel, not sure about the pups. Thanks. I haven't tried that guitar, so I can't really comment.
I haven't played the Zach Myers, but I did have a SE 245 PRS.
Okay.
And the pickups on it were good. They were maybe a little mushy, but they're overall good. And you know, if you end up not liking those pickups, it shouldn't be that hard to swap them out, and you still have a really fantastic guitar to base on.
It's an SC, right? That's, you know, why not swap them out? Terry's in the house, by the way. Hey, Terry, how are you? Yeah, well, we were talking about this earlier, and I've mentioned this a few times. I'm still looking for my PRS. I haven't found one yet, and I played. And I'm not saying it because they're not because they're bad instruments. I mean, I had one. I had a CE24, right? And I had it for I didn't buy it. It was loaned to me for a week, and I played this thing for a whole week. And I was taking it to rehearsals, and you know, so the one week I had 2 rehearsals with 2 different bands, and both times I plugged it in and I hit a chord, and the heads just went like, "What the hell was that?" It was that sounded that good, you know, and it and I was just blown away by the tones I was getting out of this thing. I absolutely love the sound of it. It played beautiful. The pickup splitting on it. It was everything was great, you know, the tone and everything, but there's just something was missing. I just could not bond with that guitar.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like, you know, I picked it up and I put it down. I had it for a whole week. I even did a video review of it. You know, it's like, listen to this guitar, it's fantastic. Like, I'm all excited about it, but man, I just could not bring myself to buy it.
Was it an older CE or a new one? Like,
no, it was a newer one. It was and it was gorgeous too. It was that whale blue finish with the tiger stripes.
Yeah.
I mean, what a like it, you know, and it was a little bit pricey. It was, well, Canadian. It was about $2,200.
Yeah, those are like 2,000 in the US for MAP price, but
yeah,
you don't have to pay MAP.
Yeah, well, that's what they're. Well, I mean, our dollar and whatever, and we get dinged here quite a bit. So yeah, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Well, and that actually transitions nicely into the question Kailyn asked me a little while ago in the chat, which was, has my go-to guitar changed yet? So it depends what you mean go-to. Like, what do I play the most in the house or just like in general? I probably pick up the 594 or the Custom 22 the most. But when I'm going out to play outside of the house, I'll usually take my blue CE24. So, which is not whale blue, it's blue Mateo. So it's a little bit different. Here, I'll grab it.
Clive is in the house. How are you? Danny Hager. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. How are you? Jamal Kareem is in. Yeah, let me present you.
So this might look a bit different from yours because it's a brighter blue.
Yeah, that's gorgeous, man.
Thanks. Yeah, it's got like the watermark and stuff.
Yeah, very nice.
It's got a blue back.
And
it's actually got blue on the binding. It doesn't have that revealed binding like PRSs usually have, which is So I really like this one. It's got a little bit of a thicker neck than my other CE,
right?
Which is like the reclaimed one. I think I usually recommend this as the PRS for people to check out if they're not sure. But obviously you did check it out and it didn't bond with you.
No. So Mitch Heyman, well, let me ask you, there was a couple of questions. Was it Alex? Yeah, Alex R was asking if we thought about a 12 string.
I'm not gonna F with a 12 string.
Yeah.
Too much work for me.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
No,
I play guitar for fun, and dealing with a 12 string doesn't sound like fun.
No, I'm with you on that. I'm not a 12 string guy.
I'll leave it to the serious musicians.
Yeah, the real musicians. Yeah. Cheddar. Oh, here's another question. Mitch Heyman, do you or Cheddar have an EVH yet? So there it is again. The closest thing, Mitch Heyman, that I have to an EVH is I have an Ernie Ball Music Man Access Super Sport, which is basically the Eddie shape from when he was with with Ernie Ball. What have you got? Anything similar, or an EVH, or anything similar to that?
No, I don't have any Floyd guitars of any kind. I keep thinking about the 5150 EVH, the Kramer one that we talked about earlier.
Right.
I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. Like I said, it would probably be for decoration because I don't really play that style, and then I think the neck's probably too thin for me in reality. So
yeah.
I like chunky necks. Like one of my favorite guitars is my Custom 22, which the neck is like almost an inch thick. It's super thick.
Is that the pattern regular?
That's the pattern neck.
Pattern. Oh,
thicker than pattern regular. So PRS current neck shapes are really confusing.
Yeah,
so
I know.
They have pattern thin, which is like the one on the CEs, which is, really isn't that thin. It's like a normal Fender neck, basically.
Exactly.
Then they have pattern regular, which is chunkier. It's kind of like a Les Paul neck, like a normal Les Paul neck. And then they have pattern neck, just pattern, which is like super chunky, super thick.
Right.
And then they have pattern vintage, which is the one on the 594, which is like an asymmetrical chunky neck that actually, though, gets thinner as it goes towards the body instead of getting fatter, like most necks do.
Right. BV Ninjas here, A64 T-Bird. How are you all doing? If I missed anybody, I apologize. Yeah, they are a little bit tricky,
Yeah, they used to have wide, thin, wide, fat, like pretty descriptive, I guess. But
yeah,
and they changed the pattern, and it pushes people out.
The other model I really like of the PRS is the Vela.
Yeah, the Vela is really cool, and those are really affordable.
Yeah, they are. There's one that's been we have a used thing that we have here locally, Kijiji it's called, and I've been trying to sell one here for a while now, and he's asking $1,000 for it.
Seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah, and it's nice too because it's black and it's got like a tortoiseshell pickguard on it, so I like the look of it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I got a hard time bonding with because I tried a bunch of Velas.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's one store here that has a lot of PRSs, like from the high end down to like Velas and that. I don't know if they have any SCs though. But anyways, I tried a bunch of them and I just it just I don't think
it's not your thing.
Yeah, but you know what? But they sound so damn good. So it's like I'm trying to.
Yeah. Have you tried focusing on the 22 fret ones? Because I find sometimes if people aren't like a PRS person, sometimes it's the 24 fret longer neck feel that throws people off.
It's we were talking about this earlier, but the whole neck thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the big problem with me with them is the neck feel. That I can play them, but I don't. It's not home. You know what I mean?
Have you tried a 594? I almost hate to tell you to try one because if you love it, it's a lot of money.
I don't know if I have.
That's the one that's the most like a Les Paul, and it's the one with the asymmetrical neck that starts out chunkier and gets a little bit thinner as it goes towards the body. And it's my favorite neck on any guitar I've ever played. That's what's
yeah. I'm not a chunky neck guy though. All my Les Pauls are all 60 slim
taper.
All of them.
Then you should like the pattern thin. I would have thought
I should. You're absolutely right. Dry heat's in the house, broken chains.
The other thing I would say is that you just got to keep trying different guitars till you find one, because especially with guitars, any guitar maker of that level, their necks are all hand sanded, and so they're different. Like I was saying, my two CE24s are both in theory pattern thins, but one is really thin and the other one is not so thin.
So Guitar Girl's got a question for you. Ask Cheddar what it was like meeting Guitar Girl. Was it a dream?
It was amazing. It was the second best part of being at the PRS.
Yeah.
The first best being getting my blue guitar.
Mitch Heyman is saying that he's been told he's a bit chunky.
Yeah, me too. I'm only a bit chunky.
Yeah, yeah. So, folks, well, we got 40 people watching. There you go. So, yeah, if you've got any questions for Cheddar or myself, please, so that I can catch it quickly, just make sure you put at Guitar Hack or at Cheddar Kung Pao, and then our names will light up. And Guitar Girl's laughing, and then we can check it out. We can check it out.
Brian Stewart asked if the 5815s on my PRS sound kind of dark because his are covered in a lot darker than the pickups in his Les Paul. I don't think my 5815s are dark, but everyone has different ideas of what's dark and what's
exactly, yeah.
For me, they sound really bright and full. Not quite as bright as the 8515s and my other PRSs, but pretty bright. I don't feel a need to compensate for their sound with EQ or anything.
What do they have? The pickups in the C24? Are they the 8515s?
Yeah, if it's a modern CE24, it's 85.
Yeah, yeah, those are great.
They're really fantastic. Three of my guitars have 8515s. The custom 22 and both the CEs.
Cool. Brian Stewart is asking if you ever thought about, or me, a Supro.
Oh yeah, I saw he asked that earlier. Sorry I missed it before, Brian. So I personally won't get any Supros for a very personal reason. A friend of mine works for a major retailer and was treated crappily by the Supro people who came in to, the Supro reps or whatever.
Right.
Treated him like dog crap. And so that's enough for me that my friend got treated badly by them that they can go jump in the lake.
Yeah. I have no experience with Supros, so I can't really comment on that. Jason Wade's asking or saying, after listening to you guys, he's saying Cheddar Kung Pao probably wouldn't like the EVH series, but you, on the other hand, would be the exact opposite. So Jason thinks I would like the EVH series. I played a couple of Wolfgangs not too long ago, and I like the neck on my Ernie Ball better because the neck profile on them is a little more rounded.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a C, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And yeah. Ed Dana's got a question. Boxers or briefs?
He also asked hot dog or hamburger.
Did he?
Yeah.
Have you guys, Brian Cote, have you guys ever played all Rosewood necks? Yeah, I have.
Yeah, my 594 right there.
Oh, you got one. Okay. Yeah, I think they're kind of cool, actually.
I love it. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
I want more Rosewood neck guitars.
You know what I'd like to get my hands on, too, is I don't own any baked maple necks.
Yeah, roasted maple is cool.
Roasted maple, sorry, yeah.
Same terms. It is cool because it ends up making it kind of like a rosewood neck where it doesn't need a thick finish. Yeah.
Right.
The raw wood feels great. There was a question I think we missed.
Well, Dave Byron's leaving. See you, Dave. Have a good night, buddy.
Dave. Thanks for joining in. Let's see. Oh, I guess I'm drunk.
Well, while you're looking, Brian Stewart saying the new import Wolfgang might be a chance to check one out. They're talking about the Wolfgangs. Ed Dana, I love ebony fretboards. Yeah. Ebony fretboards are cool. Nice thing about this group, learn from watching. Oh, that's nice. Jason Wade's. Paul's making a comment to Jason Wade. It's nice watching some videos and learning. That's cool. GTV, it's bedtime. Thanks for popping in, GTV.
Kailyn asked, what's my favorite guitar YouTube channel? Of course, you can answer too. I can't pick just one.
Yeah, I can't either.
Especially because I have several that are personal friends. So,
yeah, he didn't pick me. Yeah, I'm in the same boat, actually.
EJ said my 594 is a work of art. Thanks. I agree, EJ. I appreciate it. As much as I hate to admit it, I don't really take it out of the house because I love it too much, which I didn't think I'd be that way with it. I thought, it's a guitar. I bought it to play and I'll take it places. But I got told some horror stories of people who got guitars that were as precious to them as that one is to me, stolen from them.
Oh man,
it scared me. So I don't want to take it anywhere.
Simon Bradbury is going to bed. Good night, Simon. Thanks for popping in. Yeah,
Mitch Heyman said he looked at several Subarus but settled on his CRV Honda. I drive a CRV too. They're nice. They're nice cars. Thanks for keeping us informed of your car choices.
Oh, Brian Fingerless Guitar is here. How are you? The correct answer is Guitar Hack. So, favorite YouTube. Well, I mean, I can tell you which ones I watch, which are like thousands of them.
Yeah.
You know, like I like the big channels, right? But I also like, you know, the little community that we have as well, right? You know, I like watching, I mean, pretty much, I'd say everybody that's on here in the chat, I pretty much, if they have content, I've subbed to them, you know? And so that's always cool, you know, when a video pops up and it's like, let me check it out, you know? So I'm always watching. But, you know, I like the Phil McKnight stuff when I'm around and watch it. You know, if Steve from Boston's on, Robert Baker, you know, Shane, like, you can go on, right? You know, everybody's got something that they, you know, specific, right, that they offer, you know, and it's all good content, man. You know, and I usually say this at some point in the show, so it popped into my head now. I'll say now, please sub everybody. Please support everybody. You know, let's keep this a happy, positive environment, you know, and yeah, keep it a happy place, man, because you know, it's nice to do these things and have that interaction with people. It's always fun.
Yeah, I try to keep up on everybody, but honestly, my subscriptions page just fills up so fast anymore.
Yeah, it's tough. It is tough.
I have to pick and choose.
Yeah. No, yeah, you can't watch every single video that pops up. Shauna Marie saying, you know, I am subbing everyone. That's great, Shauna Marie. Guitar Hack, our community rocks. I unsubbed the big guys and only, I guess that means only watch the people here. Well, we got to support everybody, man. Nothing wrong with subbing big, small, doesn't matter. Suave Trainwreck, how many watts and speakers does it take to break a window? I haven't done that yet, Suave.
There's probably a lot of math involved in figuring the actual out that involves like room volume and window area and paint thickness. And
wind speed velocity.
Yeah. I don't want to. That sounds like work.
Yeah. Mitch Heyman is asking if I saw the video. No, Mitch Heyman, I didn't see a video. It hasn't come up on my feed for some reason. But now that you mention it, I'll check it out.
So I have a question for you, Hack.
Okay. A question for me.
Yeah. How I haven't been in a band yet. You know, I've been playing for playing seriously for the last 2 years, and I've gone to jams and stuff, but I haven't found a band.
Mm-hmm.
How would you recommend going about finding a band? How have you found your bands that you play in?
There's a website, kind of a local website here that you can go in and you can kind of go through, you know, a bunch of listings of any people looking for a guitar player. So I just go on auditions.
Okay.
And then what they'll do is, you know, they'll list, you know, maybe like some of the type of material that they do, you know, and then you contact them and emails go back and forth and you set a time and this and that. And usually they'll ask you to, you know, learn a few songs, that sort of thing. And then you go and you audition. And that's basically how I do it, you know, and I'll meet them at a rehearsal space and, you know, and try out. And usually it works out, you know, like, you know, if I like the music and I like the vibe, because I don't want to play with people that, you know, that it's, you know, again, it's, I don't want to be in any negative situations, you know, negativity is for the world. Music is for me, it's joy.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if the vibe is good and everybody gets along and it's a good time, you know, and I like the music, then you know, then I'll get into it. You know, I was actually at one point, up until about a month ago, I was in 3 different bands.
Oh man.
Yeah, because my whole thing is I'm making up for lost time, Cheddar? I didn't play for like 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I played a lot when I was in my 20s, and I in my 20s I used to gig like every weekend. And then I stopped because of, family and kids and all that kind of stuff. And then about 6 years ago now, I started up again, and I didn't even know how to play guitar. I had to teach myself how to play guitar again. And then then I started doing gigs again, and I started getting into bands again and all that kind of stuff. And, and when I wanted to find bands, that's what I was doing. I was like, okay, who's looking for a guitar player? And I would go for auditions, and that's how I got into these different projects. So that's how I do it,
It makes sense.
Yeah. And then it's really tough, but that's actually the easy part. The hard part is to get enough material together. Because normally if I get into a band, it's because I want to do a gig.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's usually the whole thing, right? So the hard part is building up enough material that you can go out and play shows. And then you got to get the shows. So it's like a huge undertaking. You know what I mean? Like it takes a lot of patience. Like you could work with a band for a year and a half before you do your first show.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's it's a lot. That's why I can understand a lot of people that just don't want to bother with it, don't want to do it. But if you ever find that band, like right now, one of my bands is a regular gigging band. Like I gig more this year than I have in maybe 25 years, 30 years. And, to get to that point where you're in a band and you're like, it's a machine. Like we go in, we know exactly what we're doing, and we just get the gig. The gigs come, and I can't put a price on that, but I'm telling you, that was like 4 years in the making.
Mm.
So yeah. Other than that, like if you're saying you're going out and doing jams and that,
mm-hmm.
I think that's also a great way to hook up with people.
Yeah, it's been really good for meeting people, but none of it's led to any bands yet.
Yeah.
It might just be because I'm too green or whatever.
But you know what? I'll tell you something. Actually, this is something I was talking to Shane about. And well, you can speak to this. Like you can, I mean, obviously you practice at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Try and learn your stuff and whatever. But don't you find that when you're playing with other musicians, that it's sort of like a whole new world in the sense that you learn a hell of a lot faster and you become much more aware when you're playing with other musicians? Do you find that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel a lot more inspired.
Yes.
It's way more fun. And that's why I want to get back out to the jams. I haven't been in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It's the most fun thing.
Yeah. See, I kind of envy that, because the only negative that I have is because all my bands are like to do gigs, all I'm playing is covers.
Mm-hmm.
And I would absolutely love to just show up with a guitar, plug in. Okay, guys, what are we doing? Oh, it's in, pick a key and then just go. I would love to do that, man. Love to flex those muscles, but I can't, it's just not what I do. Guitar Girl has a question for both of us. Is there any instrument you wish you could play outside of guitar? That's a good question.
Drums. I want a drum set. My wife used to date a drummer, though, and she keeps saying no drums in the house.
You know what?
Go ahead. Yeah.
You know what? I'll tell you something. And I mentioned this before. I wish I could sing. I wish I could sing. The only reason I play guitar is because I can't. Because I wanted to be in a band. It's like, well, I can't sing. I guess I got to learn how to play something. I just want to participate because it looks so cool. You know what I mean? So I have to learn how to play an instrument, And I don't want to be behind. I want to be out front. So it'd have to be the guitar. That's the next best thing to being the singer. Because I want to be out front. I want to be out there rocking, right? You can't do it behind a drum set unless you're Tommy Lee or something. You want to be up front. So that's basically it. So, and she's the right one to ask the question, because I'm telling her she can sing.
Yeah.
I wish I had that ability.
Very well. You know, I
Yeah.
have a theory about singing for rock and blues and stuff. You know, not Disney singers, but like just, you know, popular music singers. I don't think you actually have to be a good singer. I think it's 99% confidence in attitude and delivery. Because if you look at a lot of super successful rock and pop singers, they have no range at all. They just learned what they can do and they just do it, and they do it really well. Like, look at David Lee Roth. Like, not a technical singer, like, by
No.
any means. I love what he does, though.
Oh, I love David Lee Roth.
David Lee Roth, Van Halen is my favorite Van Halen. So I'm not
Yeah, I
slagging on
agree.
him at all.
I totally
But,
agree with that.
you know, he just does what he does. And there's so many great singers like that. I would choose those kind of singers 9 out of 10 times or 10 out of 10 times over the Disney style singers who are perfect, you know, who can sing 100 octaves and hit every single note and yada, yada, yada. I would rather listen to the people who are technically shit but know what they're doing and having fun doing it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I think if you really want to sing, just work at it and you'll get there and be good enough for, you know, pop music.
It's funny because there's a new song that we're trying to do, and we ran through it the last day, and it was my pick, and I'm a huge Cult fan, and we're doing She Sells Sanctuary, right? So, you know, the guy who sings, Ken, you know, he tried it, and it's like I can't do this, you know. And then the bass player who also sings, he tried it and he can't do it. And then I'm like, I'll try it. And I did it. And I sang it, and I sang it, but I was pitchy as hell, but I was pouring my guts into it. And then I turned around, the guys are like, you know, that actually wasn't that bad. I'm like, really? So I may actually end up yet doing one lead vocal. And it's so funny because with the other band I play with, like my wife is a singer, right? And with the other band I play with, the rule is I'm not allowed anywhere with any a microphone, right? So with that band, they're like, get the hell away from the mic. We don't want to hear you. And then with the other band, it's like, we want you to do backup vocals and we want you to sing a lead. So it's like, you know, so that's what kind of kills my confidence. It's like, well, they don't want me near a mic with those guys, you know. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. But yeah, man, I'd love to be able to sing. Mitch Heyman says, I don't have the nerve to, I guess, play with others. I did when I was a kid, made a few dollars, but I just like playing in my guitar room and just recording. Mitch Heyman, there's nothing wrong with that, sir.
Yeah, do what makes you happy. One thing I don't like is sometimes I see an attitude of people who play live where they look down on people who don't play live. You know, I see that attitude sometimes of like, well, you know, when you play live, then you are smarter and more handsome than people who don't play. You know, it's like, no, it's like, if you enjoy doing it, which I do enjoy it, like the reason I learned to play the guitar and continue to work at it is because I want to play with other people. But that's what I want to do. If that's not what's your thing, that's totally cool. Like if all you do is play at home by yourself, even if all you do is play the same 3 songs that you like to play all the time, it's awesome. It's what makes you happy.
It's that's everything in life. It's whatever you find joy in. Like, you know, I love playing in front of people because I like I mean, the Saturday night, man, we had everybody up and cheering.
Yeah.
And for me, that is such a rush. You know, I love doing that. I hate going to rehearsals and practicing the song 100 times over. That horse. That's the pain, but the payoff is when I'm in front of a live audience. That's the payoff. But I'm just as happy playing at home, putting on a backing track, because then I get to play something different. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's, you know, and recording. I love recording, but I never get the opportunity to do it. I mean, I've only been in a recording studio 2 or 3 times in my life. So yeah, you know, you can't, if you enjoy something, that doesn't mean it's, you know, it's the only thing and everybody else is wrong for enjoying what they do. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
You know, like, how can I convince you that what I like is right and what you like is wrong? That's just stupid.
Or it's more the mistake of my preference. It is more important, you know, because I like to do this thing that means it's better. And it's like, no, that's just what you like.
Yeah. Well, we don't all like the same band. We don't all marry the same woman, do we?
Thank goodness.
Yeah. She'd be pretty busy.
Yeah.
Oh, so EJ's saying all you need is effects. I can sing like Lady Gaga with the right effects.
Well, Lady Gaga sings like Lady Gaga thanks to the right effects, right? Actually, she's talented, but there's pop music is laden with effects. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of those pop singers, I feel like when I hear those songs in restaurants or whatever, like I can't tell who's who. There's just so much effects going on those vocals. It's just like generic vocal 346.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't listen any pop at all.
Yeah.
Not new pop anyway.
I just hear it when I'm out at restaurants or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm always like, I have to know who is singing based on who has a credit to the song, you know, who's credited with the song. I can't recognize the vocal.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift or Katy Perry or whoever, like they don't sound like themselves. They just sound like a processed female vocal to me anyway. And maybe it's just because I'm old and I'll be dead soon, and that's just part of the aging process.
Yeah, there's a lot of I mean, I was talking about this the other day. Like I took my daughter, went to see Joe Bonamassa on Friday, and I took my daughter, and on the way there, I said to my daughter, I go, okay, she's 16. I said, okay, listen to Dad for a minute. You're gonna every note that you hear on the stage tonight is played by a human being in real time. There's nothing there's nothing coming from a computer. There's no backing tracks. There's nothing pre-recorded. What you're hearing is happening on stage. And I go, and you're going to be spoiled because you're going to be listening to some of the greatest musicians on the planet. And that's her first show she's ever went to. Yeah, so I think I kind of ruined every other.
Yeah.
So
well, take her to see Tedeschi Trucks Band if they come through.
Yeah.
Another one where it's all real musicians pouring their heart out and doing something unbelievable on stage.
Yeah. Shauna Marie is saying, I need to check out Ken Tamplin's channel. Seriously, you can learn to sing if you really want to, my friend. I will do that, Shauna Marie.
I've seen that guy's channel. He's very talented, but he does something that I find really disturbing, and I wish people wouldn't do, but I see people do it.
What's that?
The technique of when you're singing certain vowel sounds of sticking your tongue out of your mouth, like like it's a technique he teaches, and if you watch his videos, you'll see him do it, and it is so disturbing and weird. Like, do not stick your tongue out while you're singing. I don't care if it does sound a little bit better; it's too fucking weird.
Not unless you're
my language, but
not unless you're Gene Simmons, yeah.
Yeah.
Randall Fisher's in the house. What's up, Doc? Is here. Michael B. Weedian TV. How are y'all? Randall Fisher. Great. Again, if I've missed anybody, I apologize. I'm just catching up on the chat here. Guitar Hack, I hope to hear you do some lead vocals, bro. I'm working on it, brother. Bruce, I am working on it. Brian Cote struggles with singing. Yeah, it's Poo Ninja's here. Yeah, it's tricky to do it. And then the other part about it is to be able to sing and play.
Yeah.
Right?
I still can't. I see Kailyn do it. I'm like, how's she doing it? Like,
yeah.
I can't. And I think it's because when I play guitar, I'm like using the same part of my brain that I use to sing, but I'm directing it to the guitar instead of my voice. And so I can't. I keep working on it, and hopefully eventually I'll be able to do it. But I cannot sing and play at the same time.
Yeah, it takes a lot of coordination, right?
Well, I think I just have to train a different part of my brain to do one or the other because I use the same part for both, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Like when we ran through that song I was mentioning, when the vocals are going, there's a second guitar player. I go, you got to play that part. And then I'll play all the lead runs. I don't know if you're familiar with the song, but there's like a verse and then a run, a verse and then a run. I'll do the run. I'll do all that stuff because I'm not singing at that point. But if it's like during the verse, you got to play it because I can't do both. So Jason Wade is saying, if you didn't have such a great channel, I cannot watch and play more here at home. Well, thank you so much, Jason Wade. Appreciate that, buddy.
Brian Stewart asked a question a while back. He asked me if I had any plans to visit Sweetwater on the 14th because our friend Phil's going to be there. Okay. I don't know. It's a work day for me, so I'm not sure if I can make it depending on when Phil's going to be there and stuff. frankly, I'm almost out of time off days because of all my adventures earlier in the year going to Germany and everything.
Yeah, well, I'm going to ask you about that, actually. Paul Lou just made a comment that I got to read because it's funny. He goes, I played every weekend for a year, but I'm still butt ugly. Didn't know it was supposed to make me handsome. Hasn't worked for me yet, Paul Lou. I'll let you know how it goes.
Also, I'm going to guess Weedian TV likes the band Sleep.
Okay.
Because the word Weedian is a reference to the band Sleep's famous song, what the heck's it called? Dope Smoker. It's like one song that's an hour long.
So it puts you to sleep? Is that why they got that?
Well, I mean, it's a weed-oriented song. It's supposed to die while you listen to it.
I got you. Pooh Ninja's saying you're always harder on yourself than a live crowd would be there. Just happy to have a band they cannot pay attention to. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Pooh, and yeah, you're always your biggest. Well, I'm definitely my biggest critic. That's for sure. You know, but that's the thing, right? That's what spurs you to, you know, work on it, right, and get better. What's up, Duck says, I would love to jam out with others. Wish there was a test to see if what I have is enough to join. What's up, Doc, man? Just, you know, hey, man, like, buddy, just go to an audition. The worst thing that can happen is they'll say no.
And they'll probably be nice about it. Most musicians I've run into are really nice. There's some jerks, I'm sure, but most I've met have been really nice to me. You know, like, I'm pretty green still, but I go to the jams and I do my best, and, you know, I get a lot of encouragement and positive feedback and stuff. So
yeah.
And I was going to say, one of the things I've been working on is not ragging on myself so hard, in the vein of you saying we're our own harshest critics. Because one of the things I've done a lot on my channel, especially, is always apologizing for my playing and ripping on my own playing and stuff. And some of my friends have told me, you have to stop that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work on that as well. Like, not only work on my playing, but also work on not ripping on my own playing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I do the same thing, you know. Yeah. But I mean, but when it comes to someone, like, you know, when it comes to someone else, if you know, like, you should, I mean, I would encourage you, just like I would encourage, I used to teach guitar 100 years ago, you know, and you know, I mean, that you know, we were talking earlier, like, that's my job, is to teach, right? It's to help people get better at whatever it is they do, right? And I've actually offered this a few times on my shows. You know, if anybody wants to hit me up on my Facebook, I'll do a little Google Hangout with you, and if there's anything I can help you with, man, by all means. And I'm not going to charge any money. I'm not about that, right? You know, and yeah, just, you know, like, if there's something that, you know, you got a question, or if you think I can help you in any way, by all means. Marco's Images is asking if my daughter liked Joe Bonamassa. Yeah, she said she did. The review, I talked a lot about it on Ben's show last night. You know what? That's the best live guitar tone I've ever heard in my life. You know, it was incredible. And great show. I mean, it's Joe Bonamassa. You know what he can do. He's a fantastic player.
Mm-hmm.
Anton Fig on the drums. You had, like, again, the best friggin' musicians going. Just absolutely fantastic show. Oh, Brian Stewart saying, Guitar Hack, I heard earlier on the CWG chat talking some Kiss. Thought you were going to come unglued when the Gene Can't Sing came up. They're coming to my town, but I'm skipping it. Well, getting unglued for Kiss. You know what? I can't convince anybody of anything. So if somebody has a different opinion, okay, whatever. It's not anything to get concerned with. I am going to the final end of the road thing, just because it is the end of the road. Oh, Mitch Heyman, go see Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah, I'm probably going to go see it this weekend. I love Queen. Jason Way, big ups to you for taking her to see Joe. I took my 16-year-old when she was 13 to see her first show was Kiss. Oh, talk about a good first show. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, Jason.
Let's see. There was a question here. Jeff Underwood asked, how long has Cheddar been playing? I've been playing seriously for 2 years now, about, where I've been practicing every day. I started playing guitar in high school. I played cello for 7 years, and then I was like, why am I playing cello? I don't even like this music. So I, I quit cello and picked up the guitar, and I played it for a while. And then since high school until 2 years ago, I just played on and off. Basically couldn't play for crap. You know, I knew some basic chord shapes or whatever, but
Did the cello help you when you started with the guitar? It must have.
yeah, when I switched to guitar in high school, I found guitar super easy compared to cello.
Yeah.
And so for the last 2 years, I've been working really hard to. My goal is to be like a real musician level of skill and be able to play with other musicians. Like that's all I want to do. Like I honestly don't care about playing in front of audiences. I just want to play with other musicians. If there are audiences there, that's fine. But like, I just want to play music with other people.
Yeah. Well, that's a rush too, right? Like, you know, just that's what I was saying to you earlier. I would love to just jam.
Yep.
You know, because I don't get the chance to do that. I rehearse once, twice a week, but I'm not jamming. It's like, let's do this song for the 30th time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a pain in the butt. You know?
Brad said Cheddar is picking up chicks with cello. Not so much, though. There were nice girls who also played cello and stuff, but it's not exactly the chick magnet.
When you're reading this, yeah, I know I'm behind in the chat. Thanks, Jason Wade. Appreciate it, buddy. Point and laugh. Been there. Okay. I don't know what he's just referring to there. Brian Stewart, I'd go if Ace was back. I've seen fake Ace enough times. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Frank.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, Jeff just said, I look straight out of high school. Bless your sweetheart, Jeff. 40. But
yeah, Cheddar and I were discussing the advantages of old age earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank Corcoran saying the guitar is a slow process. For me, chord scale, memory of notes, building finger dexterity. I really feel it is how much time you put into it and how you use the time. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. It's, you know, there's no shortcuts. It's just you got to invest. Okay, everybody's talking about concerts now. Shauna Marie sings. Her first concert was the Beastie Boys in '86. I performed that on the same stage with my then college symphony for about 5 years. I play the violin. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Oh, EJ's got a question for you. Did you know that Mark Tremonti didn't take lessons until after he made it big with Creed? Do you know that?
Yeah, because I've heard Creed's music. I'm sorry, I couldn't pass that one up.
Okay. All right. He said that.
Yeah.
I didn't. He said it.
I'm sorry. How could you set me up like that and I not?
Yeah, I know. I'm just teasing. I used to cover one Creed song though. What's that? What was their most famous song?
Arms Wide Open or whatever. Yeah.
I used to do that 100 years ago.
Did your singer do the constipated vocal sound?
That's funny, man. Yeah, so again, yeah, I'm caught up. Thanks, Jason Wade. I'm caught up now. So, yeah, if anybody wants to ask a question, I am caught up now. See, Metalax Music likes Creed. You see what you did? You upset the guy.
Oh, well. Mitch Heyman said he'll trade ages with me. If you're offering that, then I'm not going to take it up on it. I'm not that stupid.
Shit, I'll trade ages with you.
No. I don't. Have you found this? That I feel like I'm a better person as I've gotten older. I'm like more chill and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. The little stuff that used to bug you when you're younger, that just disappeared.
Yeah.
You got a lot more tolerance, I'll tell you that. Or you just can't be bothered.
Exactly. Like, whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, whatever. The stuff just rolls off your back.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, if anybody's got questions, ask Cheddar, or for myself, put at Cheddar Kung Pao or at Guitar Hack. If you haven't subbed to Cheddar, by all means, go ahead and sub to Cheddar. If you haven't subbed to my channel, by all means, go ahead. I think I put your link in my description. If I haven't, Cheddar, I'll put it in afterwards. But I may have forgotten to do that. Yeah, and I've got some great channels below. So link sub to everybody I got below, or if I can't list everybody, if you go to my channels, everybody that I'm sub to I've listed. So I've got some fantastic people there. Check them out as well. And yeah, let's all support each other. I got 44 people watching.
That's awesome.
That's cool, man. Guitar Hack, do you own an Ibanez? Oh, Metalox is asking if I own an Ibanez or if you own an Ibanez.
I don't have one yet. I did order a Martin Miller back in January, as I mentioned, but then it didn't come in for a long time, so then I had to pass on it once it did come in. But you know, if I go down to Sweetwater or I go to Elderly Instruments or something, and I'm not bonding with the 335s or 339s, Sweetwater has some Martin Millers in stock now.
Oh, R2R3 saying I have you in the description, so I put it in there already, so that's cool. Yeah, Ibanez guitars. My first good guitar was an Ibanez Roadstar, and it had a Floyd Rose on it, and it was one of the first with the Floyd Rose. And I played that thing for many, many years, and I did so many shows with it, and like a complete idiot, I sold it. And everybody's got that guitar that they sold that they regret. For me, it's that Ibanez Roadstar. I should have kept that stupid thing. But what are you going to do? You know? Metalox, you're subscribed to Cheddar.
Thanks. I really appreciate it.
That's cool, man.
We got a couple of questions here.
Yeah, go for it.
Jeff Underwood was asking what Supra was Cheddar talking about earlier. I was just talking about the brand in general, not a particular model. Though I don't doubt that they're good guitars, because I think they're all made in Korea at the Mirror Factory or something. And those are all great guitars that come out of there. So I just have personal reasons to not buy one.
All right, Thrash Metal is saying, quick guitar you regret selling. I just mentioned that Thrash Metal, the Ibanez Roadstar that I had, and I'm trying to think of the year, and it was like an 87 or 88 I bought that thing.
I don't regret any of mine yet, but I may at some point. I've sold only 4 guitars, so.
Oh man, I've had and sold quite a few. Like you know what, I shit. This year alone, I sold my Ovation acoustic I had for years. Mm-hmm. I own no acoustic guitars right now, 0.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I sold that, and then I sold Gibson. Well, actually, it would have been last year, like right around Christmas time. I sold one of my Les Pauls to buy another Les Paul.
That's a good reason to sell a Les Paul.
Yeah, yeah.
I was really thinking about selling my Les Paul because I don't play it, but I think I'm going to hang on to it anyway. I just like having it.
Yeah, you know what? There's certain staples, right? Mm-hmm. You know, like the basic food groups, if you will, of guitar. Yeah. And you know, the Les Paul is one of them. I mean, people are going to argue, but for me, there's 4. Okay, there's four guitar food groups, if you will. It's going to be a Les Paul. It's going to be an SG, and for Fenders, it's going to be a Tele and a Strat. Those are the 4 staples. Those are the 4 guitars that I will always own. The rest, that's, you know, again, it's a personal thing, right?
I don't have an SG, but some of the PRSs are kind of SG-like.
SG-like?
Well, in that they have a thin body with mahogany in it and a long neck. 2 humbuckers. EJ asked if I have any more shirts in the works. Not right now. I was thinking about doing a Halloween one. Obviously, that didn't happen. We'll see. I only want to do them once in a while. I don't want to do them too much. And I just want it to be a fun thing for the, you know, for my little community. I appreciate everybody who subscribes and watches my channel. And I think it's fun when we have special shirts, you know, that we can all have.
So Mitch Heyman is asking both of us, at your ages now, would you ever consider guitar lessons? At my age of 63, I'm thinking about it.
I take them. I've been seeing a teacher every day for over, or not every day, every week for over a year. Every day he would be really sick of me. Every week. And I think it's really great. I started just teaching myself with online videos and everything. Like, there's so much resources out there. But I worried I was going to develop blind spots, you know, because like if you're bad at something and you don't realize you're bad at it, you know, or if you just don't know that there's something you should learn that'd be good for you or whatever. So I started seeing a teacher in 2017, and he's the one who dragged me to jams and stuff and introduced me to people. And
no, that's great.
Great, yeah.
That's great. I would love to do lessons. I'm pretty I'm self-taught completely, pretty much. And but every once in a while, I would try to take lessons, but I just haven't clicked with the right guy, you know. And like I play so much, but I don't. How would I put it? I'm not doing anything new, you know. I'm not expanding the palette.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of, you know, when I do get a chance to practice at home, what I'll do is I'll try to learn something new and I'll try to do new stuff. But the problem is, 9 times out of 10, I get a chance to sit down at home and play the guitar. Well, here's the songs you got to learn for the week. So what am I doing? I'm learning songs. So I'm not really learning. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm not doing anything new. I'm not, you know. So it's tough. I'm actually looking forward to when we stop doing gigs, and I think we've only got a couple of left, so that I can take that time and that pressure's off to learn new material and sit down and start woodshedding.
Yeah, my teacher got me to start learning some jazz songs and stuff, which I probably
there you go. There you go.
Jason Wade asked, "Do I like Pink Floyd?" I didn't. It's funny. When I was young, I hated Pink Floyd and I hated Steely Dan and all kinds of music like that. I was like, that's pretentious, old person crap rock. I like my industrial music. I like my heavy metal. I like my silly stuff like Lean. I don't like that boring crap. Now I listen to Steely Dan and Pink Floyd a lot. Now I'm old and boring. So I don't know. I like it a lot now.
I'm gonna welcome Mark Dillon, but I'm gonna mention, so that's a long running joke between myself and Jason Wade, the whole Pink Floyd thing.
That's
That.
Oh well, I answered it for real anyway. I don't.
Yeah, no, that's all right. The Steely Dan. Yeah, man, I love Steely Dan. It's your tastes will change. I mean,
I would love to be in a cover band where we play Steely Dan songs. That would be a fantastic goal for me. I'd like to be in a cover band that plays.
That's some challenging stuff to do, man.
Yeah.
Todd Flowers is here. How are you, Todd? I saw somebody saying hello to Rick Romanelli. I haven't seen Rick Romanelli, but if he's in the house, how are you, Rick?
Hey, Rick.
He's another killer player, man.
Oh yeah, I'd love to be able to play like Rick.
Yeah, Rick's great.
Brian Stewart asked Nick Huber or Tom Anderson. Never thought about one of those. Yeah, Nick Huber Orca would be really cool. Tom Anderson seems like good guitarist, but personally, I think I would if I was going to get one of those boutique Strat style or Tele style guitars, it'd probably be a Sir rather than Tom Anderson, just because I've had personal experience seeing John Sir on forums answering questions and being a really nice, cool guy.
Mm-hmm. So Brian Stewart, I got to answer this because he's saying, I'm thinking about a Hughes & Kettner Tubemeister 36 with a matching 212 cab. Anyone have thoughts on that? I like classic rock, but want versatility. So Brian Stewart, I own both. So you can't go wrong. If you're talking classic rock and, it's a perfect combination. Highly recommend it. I've got the Tubemeister 36 watt head, like right beside me, and I got it sitting on the 212 cab that goes with it with vintage 30s. It's my main gigging rig. I play a lot of classic rock. It will suit you perfectly.
Well, I can tell you, Rich from Hughes & Kettner that I met at TGU was a really nice dude. I'm hoping to meet up with him at NAMM again. He was really cool.
Oh, yeah? That's cool, man.
R2R3 asked, is that a Steve Harrison signature bass behind me? No, why would I have a bass player signature guitar or bass? That's boring. No, I love Iron Maiden. That's Steve Harrison's from Iron Maiden, right?
Steve? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I had a moment where I was like, did I just say the wrong band? Okay. Anyway, no, it's just a Squire PJ modified, vintage modified bass. It's a $300 bass, but it's great. Like, I'm not a real bass player, so I don't need anything better than that.
Brian Stewart's got a follow-up question. He's asking me, how does the Hughes & Kettner take pedals? It takes pedals very, very well. when I gig, I use a pedal board, and I basically set it up for a clean channel on the verge of breakup, and then I throw my pedals in front of it, and it absolutely sings. I'm telling you, Brian Stewart, buy it. You won't be disappointed. And he's also asking if either of us are into old school Aerosmith. Yeah, I love old Aerosmith. I don't like the new stuff. I think Aerosmith for me after Pump. I was done. And Pump came out in the mid '90s, so that's how long I've been done with Aerosmith. But Toys in the Attic is one of my all-time favorite records. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm not a big Aerosmith person. I'm much more of a Zeppelin person.
Oh, I love Zeppelin too. I love Zeppelin too. EJ's got a question. Cheddar Kung Pao. Oh, and myself. Does your YouTube watching ever interfere with your practice time video production?
Not for me usually, because I will watch stuff and practice unplugged at the same time, or practice plugged in sometimes. So I'll practice while I watch videos a lot of the time. Just do mindless stuff like right hand, left hand coordination stuff, or like work on bending or whatever. Just kind of stuff where I can listen to it enough and still pay attention to the.
Yeah, when they're doing like the round tables or live chats, or like, you know, if I'm watching Johnny Beane, I'm just playing.
Yep.
You know, that's my practice time, and I do. It's funny you mention that, because that's a lot of what I do. You know, it's just the runs. You know, just it's no different than sometimes I'll sit down and watch TV and I'll have the guitar in my hands. You know, it's the same kind of idea.
Yep. Kailyn asked, "It's Man Crush Monday. Who is your guitar playing man crush?" I really gotta have a man crush. I can't say like Nancy Wilson from Heart. Why is it gotta be a man crush, Kailyn?
Well, okay, if she changes the word crush to like your guitar god, let's say.
Well, it's Jimmy Page. I've said many times.
Jimmy Page.
Yeah. For me, like Zeppelin was the band that I listened to the most, that like made me want to play along. You know, like I listened to a lot of music, but Zeppelin was the one where I heard it and I was like, I want a guitar in my hands right now to play along with this. I want to play this. That was the one for me.
Yeah, I don't have one. You know, like if I don't have one, I got too many. If somebody said to me, "How about this? If you could sound like any guitar player, play like any guitar player, who would you want to play like?" I guess it would be Jimmy Page again, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's better players, obviously, but like,
of course there are.
You know,
there's always better.
Yeah, there's always better, but like if I could hit that level, I'd be really happy. And you know, there's something about, like, whatever you say about Jimmy Page technically, there's something about his playing that people connect to. And I think that's way more important to me than technical ability, right? Like,
yeah, I agree.
I want to play in a way that people connect with rather than be able to do something amazing. Like, I'm not at all interested in blowing other guitar players' minds. I want to have people hear my playing and just hear the music and not be thinking about, oh, look what his hand's doing.
Yeah. See, for me, the marriage between, you know, good player and being able to hit people right. Like if there was, I know, right now in these next 30 seconds, if you ask me who I would want to be able to play exactly like, first thing that pops into my head is Nuno Betancourt from Extreme.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen him live, and he plays perfectly, funky, groove, and like that's the guy I would want to sound like, because he's got heart and soul in what he plays, and on top of that, he can rip. Like he would be my guy. He would be my guy. Oh, Ben's got to go. Thanks for popping in, Ben. Oh, here's a question from BV Ninja. What's the most surprising guitar-related news for you this month? Mine is knowing that my friend Tor has left TC Electronic and joined Universal Audio. Yeah, that was kind of. He was he was the guy, man.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it is surprising and it's not surprising, right? Because Behringer bought TC, and I remember when Tor was talking about it like a year ago or whatever, when he was on at GitCon, and the first GitCon, the only GitCon, and he was saying, you know, oh, you know, when we sold to Behringer, people were worried, but they let us do our own thing. They don't interfere and blah, 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 blah. It's like maybe for the short term, but never long term. They don't buy, a big company doesn't buy a little company to just let it be itself. They buy it to make a profit off of it. And so anytime if you find yourself believing the story that they're going to let the little company keep doing whatever they do and be themselves, bull crap.
Yeah.
Not long term.
Yeah. So I know you didn't want to go much over an hour. It's 8:15 now.
Yeah, can we wrap up? Like my leg is really bothering me.
Bothering you. Okay, no worries. Okay, so yeah, so let's start wrapping it up here. So if anybody's got some last minute questions for myself or for Cheddar, again at Guitar Hack or at Cheddar Kung Pao, pop them in the chat. We'll try to answer last few questions. In the meantime, I'd like to thank everybody so much. We've got 43 people watching. This is fantastic. I'd like to thank everybody for popping in and checking out the live stream. Again, if you haven't subbed to Cheddar, by all means, I have his link below. If you haven't subbed to my channel, sub. If you haven't liked this, please hit the like button. And thank you all so much for checking it out. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. Thanks everybody for joining us. It was a lot of fun.
That was great. That was great. Okay, well, give another minute. Night. Okay, people are saying good night and goodbye. Oh, hey, here's a question. Hey guys, opinions on the Gibson L5. Is it the legend that everybody makes it out to be?
I've never played one. Looks cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
I never played one, so I can't say. Better musicians than me seem to think it is, right? So I'd trust that.
Take their word for it, yeah.
When I always default to believe the experts, you know? A lot of people are skeptical of experts, but I tend to go like, if somebody's been doing something for their whole life, I tend to trust that they know what they're talking about more than I know. So.
Yeah, exactly. So Jason Wade is saying thanks for the live stream. Great stuff. Thank you so much, Jason Wade. Mr. Bruce, thank you so much for the kind words. Go to the guitar store and shoot a video of yourself playing a Wolfgang. So that's what EJ would like us to do. Another great live stream tonight. Thank you so much, Brian. Okay. All right. Okay. So again, thank you, everybody. Thanks for popping in. Cheddar, do you got anything you want to mention before we go up there?
Well, I'll mention this. I'll give people who tuned in and stuck around a little preview. My next video is going to be my Friedman, which is right there, versus my Fender Custom Shop Strat.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, those Friedman guitars are awesome, and I want to help get the word out about how great they are. So
nice.
I think a lot of people aren't aware.
I like doing those versus videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those are always cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do I got going on? Thursday, my Thursday live stream. So I'll be solo on Thursday. If you wanna pop in and have a chat, please do. Thursday at 7 o'clock, I will be on, and that's the Thursday night lineup. Hack, Canucks with Guitars, and EJ's Guitars. SHIT Thursday. So we got a 7 o'clock show, which is mine. 8 o'clock is Ben, and then EJ at 9. It's a full night of chat. So check that out. Okay, folks. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. You all have a great evening, and hopefully we'll see you all on Thursday. Cheers.